Don't be too proud of this podcast you've constructed. The ability to rank content is insignificant next to the power of an exceptional hot take.
It is hot takes time. I know we got a couple hot takes tonight. I got one I just thought of. Senator Chuchi is a better character all around. Everything we know. She, to me, is a better character than Padmé Amidala.
Shut up.
It's true.
Shut up. I thought you were going to say like Ayla Sakura because we like went on that tangent last week.
No, like, well, she's better than Ayla too. But no, Senator Chuchi is a better character than Padmé Amidala.
That gave me a brain aneurysm.
Well, I need a new co-host. Jeffrey Miller, thanks for coming back. Looks like you got a job now.
I don't think you believe that.
That's a great argument.
I call your BS on that.
That's a great argument. This is what I think. Well, I think you're lying.
I think you don't believe that, actually.
Okay. Tell me why I don't believe it before I tell you why I believe it.
Because Padmé has a story. How do I even start to argue that?
You keep going.
I
like how I'm building my argument out of your counter argument. Before I've even said anything yet, I'm just baking it up of what you say next.
I don't have anything else to say.
She has a story.
She has a story.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Here's my point with Padmé Amidala. She's an annoying, infuriating character who I don't think is well represented in the movies. And really the shows, it's fine, but she's not a great character at all. And I think she's overrated.
I don't think she's overrated, but she was cut out of a lot of important scenes that could have been included in the movies. That would have made her character more impactful.
Yeah, and I don't think she was a well-written character at all. I understand like they really try to showcase like, hey, she's this woman of prominence who's willing to go behind the scenes and do what needs to get done, roll up her sleeves, do the dirty work, but she's got this thing for this guy named Anakin, and well, stuff kind of goes crazy all across the universe because of it. And unfortunately, I think a lot of the love dialogue for her, like between her and Anakin, was written by George Lucas. I hope it was, because like it was, I don't want to put on anybody else. None of it was good. And Padmé's character, I just find anything with her and Anakin to be cringy.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
But do you find it cringy because of Padmé, or is it because of Anakin? Before you answer that, it's because of Anakin. Let me just tell you the answer.
I don't know. No, episode 3, it's just like it's something like, no, it's because I'm so in love with you. Then love has blinded you. Like that whole interaction, even with her. I'm like, and Natalie Portman is a fantastic actress that I have no hate on Natalie when I cast my shade towards Padmé.
True. Yeah.
Like,
and I think we
fantastic.
can all agree that just George Lucas doesn't know how to write female characters.
Yeah, well, and that's why I'm saying like Mon Mothma is a 100x version of Padmé.
Yeah.
Same type situation, does the same exact thing, except she's, a better character. So you have that. And like really what makes Padmé more interesting is just her relationship with Anakin. That's the whole thing. Whereas Senator Chuchi, or lack the story that we have to this point, I'm just telling you, I mean, we see what she is in the Bad Batch, and there is more of her that we see to this point. There's one simple fact I have as to why I think she's a better character. She hasn't done anything annoying. That's all I got.
Yet.
She's on a perfect streak. I mean, what do you want from me?
Right. So I am really surprised at how you've argued this, because as you've been speaking and words have been coming out of your mouth, I'm kind of understanding you a little bit, as much as I hate myself for saying that. Because I do think Padmé kind of gets the short end of the character development stick.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like I love her like my own mother. A lot of that comes from kind of not everything that you see on screen.
Right.
However, Chuchi, I'm only kind of basing this off of the Bad Batch episode that is just like freshly in my mind and this most recent episode. And I know she appears in other Clone Wars, so I'm excited to now have more recollection of her character. But in those just 2 episodes that we've talked about, she has quite a big influence. She really like stands up for like what is right and the people who don't have a voice in the Senate, whether it's the clones or whether it's the Tals here. And Padme also wants to do that, but it gets overshadowed by all of the Anakin stuff.
Yeah.
And Chuchi is just sort of like this really great like icon of a really progressive leader.
Yeah.
And yeah, she hasn't really had like a big fail yet. So holy cow.
I mean, looking at the
agree
comments,
with you.
it's torn. It's kind of torn on this.
I
So
agree with you.
I love this. The best part is all I said was my whole thing is that she hasn't done anything annoying yet. And you've actually made more of an argument and counter argument and then back to the argument than I have. So
I know.
I said something, you externally processed it, came to this point, and here we are. So thank you.
Wow. That's what makes this show so important though, Duel of the Ranks, because I was about to strangle you at the start of that segment.
Yep.
And you know what? I think we can all model after my behavior, which is just like listening and contemplating and sometimes admitting when you're wrong or when your opinion has changed. I am open to my opinion on changing on things.
WAD. What would Amanda do?
WAD.
Always think WAD before doing anything. WAD. That is how you'll live a much better life.
Wow. I am really just kind of speechless at how that went.
Yeah, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here, so I had no expectations.
That's great. I don't have another hot take.
You don't have another hot take? I think I've got a few more. I mean, it's probably not that hot of a take, but I got to think about this. We've seen the Pocahontas Avatar story done so many times in Hollywood. I mean, it was just done again in the Avatar Way of Water. I'm like, you did the same kind of movie again. Like literally, it's the same plot.
But you went to go see it.
I did go see it.
Did you see it more than once?
No.
Okay. Well, at least you're not that dumb.
Like, it was a spectacle. It was a spectacle to see, and I don't regret seeing it. But, and you're going in more for the effects than the movie. So my problem is, if you're going to do this storyline, you already know it's more of a trope at this point than a solid story, unless it's based on a true story where people have lived it. So my case is just, you shouldn't do it again. If you're going to do it again, you've got to have something that really ropes people in, like Avatar. You've got groundbreaking technology, and people are, breaking Guinness World Records for holding their breath underwater type deals to warrant me seeing the movie. Otherwise, if you're doing this kind of story, honestly, I'm going to say the writers were either strapped, maybe you didn't have the best writers, or you used AI, because we've seen it too many times. And I'm not calling out any writers here. I understand there's a whole lot and it's an easy storyline, but I'm going to challenge you. Do better. Unless it's a true story, we've seen it too many times.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just kind of, but also we have to remember, we have to like take our frame of reference and remember that this is for kids. So this may be one of their first introductions to that type of storytelling, and it kind of needs to be hit across their head a couple more times to get the real message.
You're gonna believe this.
Yeah.
You remind me, how many kids do you have?
0.
Probably good with using the beating their
I have 2
heads.
cats.
Yeah. Do you hit them over the head with Pocahontas storylines?
No. Just no.
Well, that's good. That's good. Okay. Well, I guess that's going to open us up for one more segment of the show today. I guess should we just go into it? Ahsoka's coming out next week.
Ahsoka's coming out next week.
It's
yeah,
coming
so
out.
next week we will not be reviewing Clone Wars. We're going to be
No.
putting a little pin in this.
Just putting a break on it for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
But
We're gonna be here though.
yeah, we will be here.
A lot of Star Wars content creators are not, and we talked about that before. And you know what? We
Respect them.
we respect them.
Salute.
We salute your stance with the writers. But you know what? We're kind of just doing this for us.
Yeah, we don't get paid for anything
We're not
anyway.
getting
So
paid.
we're not benefiting whatsoever.
we're not
we just need something to talk about.
Yeah, we're not risking any red carpet, appearances. We're literally in a studio we share with somebody else. So we're just going to keep talking about it. Because are we really going to miss a week to talk to KG? I'm not.
No.
I'd rather die.
But we won't have to.
No.
Because next week we're going to talk about Ahsoka. The first 2 episodes too.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know. Let me look at how long episodes are
That'd be
supposed to
very
be.
fair. I think I would actually skip a week of talking to KG versus dying though.
Oh, okay.
I thought about it after I said it. That's too hot of a take.
Mm.
I mean, it's 1 week.
Just
Should be
1
back
week.
the following week, probably.
Hopefully.
We had all that time in Europe, and KG, you're still here. We had so many inconsistent weeks that run. I don't even know how many episodes we were putting out. It was like a month of just a
chaos.
A different country every day. So, all right, what are we looking at? We're looking at
we need to talk about our predictions because we are going to be doing bingo again, just for funsies. If you want a bingo card, how should people reach out to us?
Well, you can email us at dueltheranks@gmail.com. You can connect with us. You can message us on TikTok. You can message us on, I'm not checking the Twitter. Christian's gone. I don't know if you check it.
I check the Twitter.
Okay, she checks the Twitter.
Yeah, you can, the Twitter, the Instagram, however, in the comments here.
You can let us know that you want to participate in it. We'll get with you.
We'll get you a bingo card.
And the big thing you need to know, this is probably because of the whole writer's strike and everything else, this is the one time we're doing bingo. We didn't do it for free to jump in. Like last time, I think it was $1. This time it's 100% free if you want to play. So writers aren't getting paid. We're not going to get paid either. We'll stay in solidarity in that way. So,
but it makes it a little more fun and interactive to watch along when you're kind of like,
there's a game.
Did I cross one off? And then especially if you have like a partner or like a roommate or best friend that you're also watching with, and you have like different ones, so you're like, no, you got this one and I didn't.
And KG just asked, can we jump on Discord? Yes, we have a Discord. We don't check it that much. We need to get on that.
I just like another social media thing.
I should do it though. I want to talk to people that
like if you want to talk to me, like I want to talk to you. But like I just haven't gotten
we're gonna jump into, we're gonna make it happen. And KG is gonna be our Discord manager and just run it for us. I'm just kidding, KG. I'm not gonna throw you into it.
I was trying to look at...
We need to do this, Amanda.
Yeah, we can't just hand it off to other people. I was trying to look at how long each episode is supposed to be for Ahsoka, and I'm not seeing that information readily available, but that's okay. I bet it's gonna be like 28 minutes.
All right.
Remember how The Mandalorian would have like an episode that's like 36 minutes and then 30 minutes and then one that would be like 48 and then the other would be like 25. I hope that that's not what Ahsoka is. I want it to be consistently the same length every time. Personally.
I do too. I hate 30-minute episodes. I'm watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
And
we knew that.
It's 26 episodes. 45 minutes each.
Whoa.
Every season. I'm like,
that's
what
like
happened?
A whole season of Love Island.
Yeah, we've just shown our cards on what we our real personalities here. Yeah, and I'm like, what happened to this? So 8 episodes, like some 30 minutes long, like, oh my gosh. But anyway, should we go through some of our you know what? Let's just speed rattle them off.
Let's talk about it.
All 50.
No, we got to keep some suspense for what might show up on your bingo card.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot. There's a lot of things we covered.
I'm going to cover some.
Just cover some.
Okay. The Mortis arc from Clone Wars, which I'm very excited for us to get to whenever we get to it.
Yep.
One of the bingo things is a reference to Mortis, whether we go to the planet or we talk about it. I also have the father, daughter, son lore as one of our bingo tokens. I would love to hear that lore reiterated and that legacy, because I think that'll come into play along with Ahsoka's Maori. Wait, is it Maori?
Mari.
Mari. Maori is a race of people. So not that one. I also have Kanan. We have two different options for Kanan. Kanan gets mentioned or Kanan doesn't get mentioned. Yeah, that's right. Because last time we did bingo, we had Luke does not show up in The Mandalorian. And that helped some people on their bingo cards. And we could see Kanan get the Satine treatment, which is not be referenced or mentioned whatsoever. So either way, you're going to get a bingo tick out of that one.
Yeah. Also, I was kind of confused as to where we were going with it. Are we talking about when you say Maori? Are you talking about the group from the indigenous group of people from New Zealand?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mari. What is they're Mari?
They're Mari?
Mari.
I thought it was Maori.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me.
What are Ahsoka's people?
Torguda?
I thought those were the Togrutas were the things on her head, like her hair.
That's her race.
Oh, what are her hair's things called?
Leku,
that's right. It all's coming back.
KG also read my mind. Jason Sindula.
Yeah.
I am. You all know that I'm a big Rebels fan, so I've rattled off a lot of our bingo options because I'm thinking of this as season 5 of Rebels, and season 4 of Rebels leaves us with the abomination that is Jason Sindula.
Why is he an abomination?
He looks like...
You're so mean. You started with he looks like.
Yeah. He looks like you went to like a sim generator and kind of pressed random and chose like a middle school age kid and we're like, okay, that looks good. And it just like...
Poor Jason.
It just upset me. Like, why do you have green eyebrows, dude? I hope that they at least... If he does appear, they adjust his appearance somewhat.
I've seen some like fan art and it's really interesting because he's got like elvish ears with like green tips on them and the green hair, green eyebrows. And no, look, I'm just because we're now in the camp of either loving or hating Jason based on his appearance. I'm gonna be team not bully Jason and just say you're great the way you are, man. It's 2023, be you, and elvish ears and tips and all. So yeah, we're here for it. I've got a couple.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think because they obviously they went past like the outer rim, like they went into like the dark unknown parts of the galaxy, almost basically to a different galaxy altogether. Well, I know a little bit about the expanded universe, and we have like alien races, like there's the Grusk, and we've seen things like the Purgles, and I think I've got some predictions that we'll see those. But one I think would be really interesting, at least by mention, would be that of the Yuuzhan Vong, which if you know anything about that, that's something like the Chiss were at war with, and just this group of really like, I don't want to say like Spartan, like a race of alien, but yeah, they're very warlike and they're there to destroy the galaxy. And I've heard some things like some people say, well, that's why Palpatine wanted these like Death Star destroying weapons to prepare in case they ever came to this side of the galaxy and whatever else. Now, I don't know how true or not true that is, but if you had something where, and again, another prediction for me, I think Thrawn is going to be, this whole show is a setup to an Heir to the Empire movie, because I think Dave Filoni would love to set something like that up. And it's kind of like an Avengers Endgame with everybody to this point. They all go into that film. Well, I think that's kind of a natural layup where he's going to go and try to do his own empire, so to speak, his own order, separate from the empire itself. But knowing what he's already seen, maybe as a child, and maybe in his like the recent years he was on the other side of that galaxy, he's going to try to prepare people and really lead with conviction to prepare for something like the Yuuzhan Vong.
That's a great prediction because I am not familiar with the extended universe. So I'm sure that some of that is going to get pulled into the writing. And I'm sure that some extended universe fans that listen are hoping for that as well. I also had to add to our bingo card in honor of Nada Kyber, our friend Alanis, that Agent Callus will have an appearance in real life. So hopefully that happens. If not for us, specifically for Alanis, I'm manifesting that for her. We also talked about. Let's see. Oh, Sabine wields a lightsaber.
Yeah.
She obviously had the dark saber back in Rebels, and it feels like we're going to get a lot of Ahsoka Sabine training, and I have a feeling that Sabine is going to be force sensitive. And mind you, I have not seen all of the trailers that have come out because I refuse to watch them because I don't like things being spoiled.
Which is so funny because you're gonna have to start doing it because we're gonna have a TV right over there in
I know.
a week, and we're gonna have to start doing live reactions. So I was spoiled by watching the last trailer.
So why are you gonna put something in a trailer that's gonna spoil it?
All right, well, I'm gonna say it, and I'll say it in a way that's not surprising to you.
Okay.
Hayden Christensen is in
Ahsoka. I think we knew that.
But for some reason, they decided let's put that in the trailer.
They put his face in it?
No.
Okay.
But his dialogue is.
Oh.
And I still found that to be why?
That's such a great nugget.
The first time we've heard Hayden Christensen address Ahsoka. As Ahsoka.
Wait, is it as Anakin or is it as Darth Vader?
Oh, it's as Anakin. So it's a flashback. And I'm just like, why? Why did you do that in the trailer? And I'm in Okoboji, Iowa, right? This little lake town. And I'm just, kids are sleeping. I'm keeping it quiet, scrolling through TikTok. I don't get a say in skipping it. And I'm just like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, oh, this is a cool fan edit. And I'm like, I wonder where they pulled this line from. And then I can't really hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So I turn it up. I'm like, oh, that's Hayden Christensen. And I realize what's going on. I'm like, oh. And I totally think, one of my predictions that Darth Vader is in it. I mean, they had his breathing mechanism in the trailer. So, with the world between worlds, I think we're going to see a lot of stuff. Now, interestingly enough, the fan theory that people have most talked about with this show that I've heard of is Ahsoka and Anakin battling on Mustafar as if she had taken place of Obi-Wan in that case. And whether she would have died by Anakin's hand and he would have been Darth Vader as himself, or whether she would have been able to save him in a way, Obi-Wan couldn't, which I think is not true. I know some fans have said that because I think that's the whole point in Luke. The only reason Luke could turn him is because he's part of Padme, part of him. That's the only person that could have turned him at that point. So anyway, my point is we didn't include that. I don't have any expectations of her fighting Anakin on Mustafar for this show.
Yeah, that sounds like more so of a what if series, which I know Disney Plus did a Marvel what if series.
Yeah.
I'm not a Marvel person, so I haven't watched it, but I love the concept because there are so many oh, what if Qui-Gon didn't die? Or what if all of these certain events would have played out differently? And there's something really fun about telling an anthology series like that. But yeah, I think that's a little far-fetched. I'm hoping that we get some Clone Wars flashbacks in real life. So getting some Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and Rosario Dawson on screen all together.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
And
Tamara Morrison, yes,
Rex being in it. If you got one scene, just one scene of flashback Clone Wars, that's all. I mean,
I just remember my emotional reaction to the Obi-Wan flashback of them dueling and training, and how that shattered open my heart what it would be like to see all three.
Well, you're supposed to see a younger Ahsoka, I think, in this,
really?
right? They cast they did, unless I'm mistaken, they cast someone to play a younger Ahsoka in this. So it wouldn't surprise
Plo Koon?
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they'll get a Plo Koon.
I don't know if
reference.
he'll get his time in this, but
We
look,
know Dave Filoni loves Plo Koon.
If we-
Maybe Dave. Okay, one of the things that we have on here is Dave Filoni appearance.
Yep.
We know that Dave Filoni also has a Plo Koon costume. So what if he plays Plo Koon in his own Plo Koon costume? Should
what
we
if
add
he
that
was
to the blanket?
Plo Koon?
We do have Dave Filoni makes an appearance.
Yeah, he could be Plo Koon. All I'm saying is, I don't care too much about any of those older Jedi in this. I just want one flashback with Anakin, Obi-Wan, her, and whoever's playing Ahsoka, and Rex in live action. We get that once. Dialogue in an elevator for all I care.
Mhm.
I want that more than I want a Mustafar fight scene. Like
Definitely.
the Mustafar fight scene sounds really cool and climactic, but ultimately it's inconsequential because we know it didn't happen. It's not impacting anything. And ultimately, going through and having that moment, it's just it's one of those things that makes watching the Clone Wars so rewarding for fans. So get on it, KG. Gotta watch it before next week.
Just binge it.
All of it, because it's so rewarding.
Just don't turn off your TV for the next week and just
Oh my gosh.
continuously play
It's
it.
so, and then you go and you watch something like Rebels right afterwards. I can't even imagine like the scene with Anakin as Vader when he lost part of his mask with Ahsoka and he lost part of his mask with Obi-Wan. Like, if there's any of that, like, I will say, if they just remake, I don't care about her on Mustafar, and we didn't predict this, but if they have that action sequence of her versus Darth Vader redone in live action, I don't know how much I'll be able to contain myself for that one.
I'll be very conflicted because I had the same thought when Obi-Wan Kenobi was coming out and people were talking about, oh, I hope that they show him killing Maul, which we saw in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, you don't need a real life version of things that have already happened in animation, in my opinion. I would be kind of annoyed, but I would also be like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever.
I think this show, it wouldn't make sense for the Obi-Wan Maul because it's like not
unless
her
it was
story.
like really like visual like flashes and not like a whole long scene.
Well, you could play this show, I think, is the one show that you could do her reliving like that moment and it feels natural, because just like Obi-Wan having flashbacks of him and like thinking back to him and Hayden Christensen, her thinking through that traumatic event and living with it, because you got to remember, like, we don't know after like Rebels how much she's actually dealt with the trauma of like, oh, this is like my master, and how much did that really stick with her. She seems, by the time she meets Luke, like she seems fine, but we don't know how much baggage she's carrying. And so it's the one setting where if there was a moment of her rethinking about her relationship with Anakin, you have that flashback and then sharp cutaway to her fighting Vader. And then playing, it would, in my opinion, then that scene, instead of doing the entire thing all over again, it's a moment of that fight, but it lends itself to the greater story and isn't out of place.
Yeah.
And so
I'm definitely behind you in that idea.
It's worth putting in at that point. Yeah, and it makes sense for the character. But yeah, her fighting Anakin on Mustafar, that's just for me, it feels a bit forced and inorganic.
Another thing that I'm really hoping happens is, obviously, I hope that we find Ezra. In the trailer that I have seen, we see his little like hologram, which I'm not sure if he actually talks in it or if it's just sort of like a missing person reference. But I hope that Ezra's found and that when he makes his on-screen appearance, he introduces himself as Jabba the Hutt, because that's what he does in Rebels. And I feel like that's just a great comedic, you understand Ezra's like attitude and personality so quickly with that kind of delivery. So this is going to be the first time that a lot of people are seeing Ezra, and I hope that he hasn't lost his sense of humor.
You know what? And I predicted that he's going to be a baddie in some way. Not that he's just got all that and he's thick. No.
He's going to have like emo haircut and like wear eyeliner.
He's just, Tobey Maguire gone bad. Yep, that's what we're going to see from Ezra this season. So, I don't know. It'll be a whole lot of fun. I am authentically excited for Ahsoka, and we'll see what's in store for us. But 2 episodes, fun little thing for us as we're making a ton of changes to the show. Next week, the plan is to film at and go live at 5:30 Central Time. So mark that in your
What?
calendar. Yeah.
5:30 Central Time?
Is that incorrect?
5:30 Central Time? I thought we were
5:30
doing
p.m.
6.
No, 5:30.
5:30.
5:30. So yeah, that's going to be the plan for at least a little while, probably during
Okay.
Ahsoka. We're going to try it out for a while there, and we're going to rock with that. But hey, if you want to participate in the Ahsoka Bingo, there's time. Let us know. Email us at dueloftheranks@gmail.com.
Let us know your name so we can add it to your bingo card.
Yes.
We'll hang on to them too and give you a copy, but